walking around looking at all 8 of my rose bushes that I planted on Valentine's Day, plus a couple of days after, about 2 days after. This is below my bedroom window, and this is Rosa Pinata, and it bloomed, and it's only March 11th, and it's a very happy rose. Happy dogs too. My grasses are holding up that I transplanted. They're all not going to stay here, but I divided this whole plant and stuck it in the ground, and it's surviving, and it's going to just fill in this whole wall because it's just bare and ugly. And yeah, so my clematis is doing well. This too was planted on Valentine's Day, I want to say, and it's going to climb up this wall. And this is Rouge Cardinal. This is why I got this up here. I'm just put it up for temporarily right now until I get it more stable. That's secure. There we go. This is Rosa Montezuma, and it's growing very, very well. No blooms on it. Not all my roses are going to bloom at one time because they're not the same kind of rose. Isn't that right, Toby? No comment. He got a spanking this morning on just a little love tap like that because he got in the trash. Anyway, so that's my gladiola. They're coming up. I planted the Loropetalum that I got on sale for $7 at Walmart. Yes, I actually went to Walmart for that. I hate Walmart. It's trash. Anyway, my Crape myrtles, black diamond, purely purple, are doing very well. So these are all my Loropetalums that I got. They get up to 10 feet high, which is the plan. And this is my Rosa Mr. Lincoln. This is where you get your long stem roses, and this is a highly fragranted rose. It's beautiful. No blooms on it yet. A friend of mine has a nursery, so I went and bought a hibiscus. And it's not the big dinner plates, but it's still pretty. It goes with my color scheme. And another Loropetalum. I'm trying to make a hedge because I just want some privacy, because some of my neighbors work on their cars and it's just trashy. Anyway, some gladiola coming up, and I just got to replace some wood on this pump house for the well. The jasmine's doing rather well. That was a transplant, and the blooms on it will contrast or really show up on this paint color that I picked out. I can't remember the name of it. It's on one of my other videos. My daylilies that I transplanted in January, actually, they're doing rather well. It's beautiful. And this is Rosa Westerland, and I'm going to train it to climb all over this well house. And when I do that, it'll look very, very pretty. And tulips, gladiola, and daffodils. Russian sage. Oh, I can't remember what those are. It begins with an R. Ranunculus, or I don't know what they were. But anyway, daylilies. And Mr. I can't stand any type of heat whatsoever. It's only in the 50s and he's burning up. Isn't that crazy? I got these Loropetalum at Home Depot, and they're the same species. I hope they're exactly the same as these that I bought over here. Time will tell. Worst case scenario, I'll dig it up in about 6 months or a year. And I came out here and sprayed because I still don't know what's eating my elephant ears, and it's doing a really good surgical precision bit by bit every day. And I sprayed, and so far it has stopped. And the only culprit I can find is this little white moth that keeps hopping around. But my big blue hosta is coming up if I can keep this little worm out of it. Yes, sir. Elephant ears are doing well. I transplanted some, what do you call that, amaryllis, and these are beautiful. I got those transplanted today, a couple of days, well, a couple of weeks ago. What am I lying? Let's go check my other roses. Over here I have Rio Sambal, and it's doing rather well. No blooms on it though. Now up here I have Rosa Oregold, and it has a bloom on it, or a bud, and I can't wait for this thing to open up because it's going to be so pretty. A hydrangea that I rescued. Daylilies. That's one of my amaryllis that's going to open. Get back to Bentley. Sedum. Marigolds. A bulb that I rescued. It looks like it's going to be some kind of lily or something. I don't know. My daffodils are spent. Let's see what we got. This is Rosa Don Juan, and I mean, man, does that smell good. This thing was blooming day after Christmas. And it does. It's very, very fragrant too, especially when it's warm outside. And it's just eaten up with buds. This is probably the best rose I have ever had. Of course, it's the only rose, the first rose I ever had. And then I have peace rose. I've always wanted a peace rose, and now I have it. And this is Rosa Climbing Blaze. Been through that in another video. It's brilliant red blooms. And I planted it next to it. I planted a royal purple clematis. Can't wait for that to happen. I'm in a new apartment, but people love it. I don't. Got a tomato plant ready. I've got marigolds, more amaryllis. I painted that. That looks okay. Let's see how I got my last rose right here, and this is my Rosa Iceberg, and it's brilliant white flowers, and it's going to be absolutely gorgeous when it's climbing up this, but that's why I got to hurry up and get this painted. It's just too cold today. And this is one of my amaryllis. It's starting to die out, but it's very, very pretty. And I've got the orange, or the yellow rather, jasmine, and another hibiscus. It's a brilliant red. And because my dog refuses to stop going into my neighbor's yard and eating her strawberries, I went and bought him two, and I planted it with a powder blue blueberry, because he loves both blueberries and strawberries. Let's go see what else I planted for him. I didn't plant this for him, but I'm not an azalea fan, but that is absolutely spectacular. It's got two different color flowers in it, and I'm not sure why it did that, but it doesn't matter. I've got to dig this up and get it transplanted around the house. And I'm done with the fire pit. I actually like the fire pit, but I don't need it anymore, so I'm going to dismantle it and possibly move it. Okay. Alright, I also planted him some cucumbers. Both these dogs love cucumbers. Never grown them before. I know you got itches. I also planted him some carrots, and they are starting to come up. I've never planted carrots, and I've never done in pots before. And I got him some peas that you can eat the whole, so the dogs can come out here and eat their peas and carrots and cucumbers. Of course, I got to pull them out. So let's see what else I planted. These are the guava trees that nobody eats, which is a total waste of time in landscaping. There's a water bowl, one or two. I had a hosta, but it just, even though it was guaranteed to grow, it didn't. I probably overwatered it. Then I planted it. I got an elephant ear here. Can't see it yet. I have another hosta. I am having a hard time growing hostas. It looks like it's trying to grow, so I'm going to stop watering it. And this one's already taken off. I just don't think this hosta gets enough sun at all. But this one's coming up, and this is a, I don't even know how you pronounce that. Cyber. Anyway. And over here, I just temporarily planted some marigold. And I don't know if you can see that, but I planted some marigold. I've got to get some tree paint and paint this tree so it doesn't, the sun doesn't ruin the bark or the tree. Still got to finish painting my house, but I got so much woodwork that's got to be replaced. And I got depressed and I stopped. I stopped doing everything to this house. I went into gardening, and I'm done gardening because now I need to focus on raising it and making sure it grows properly and it's healthy.